Hey everybody, Justin Watches Movies here. Got a list for you guys. I love doing these lists. And a couple years ago I started doing these lists of most surprising and most disappointing films of that year. And this year, 2016, was a very disappointing year. A lot of films that I was really looking forward to just did not pan out how I wanted it to be. So going into this list, I think of movies that I was really looking forward to where I'm just like, I can't wait to see this film. And I come out thinking, that was bad. What did I watch? Disappointing movies. And so I got a list of disappointing movies for you guys. So let's get started with disappointing films of 2016. This is in no order of, top 10, 9, whatever. It's just compiled list. But I'm going to save the last film for the most disappointing film. But the last film is the one I was highly disappointed in. So let's start off this list with Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad was a film I was really looking forward to, and the villain was just bad. Let's just have her dance around non-stop and call it a film. Let's call it good. The Suicide Squad, it was bad. I didn't like the characters, I didn't like the setup, I didn't like their interactions, the relationship, villain, everything about that film was bad. Next up is Maggie's Plan. Now Maggie's Plan might not be a film many people know of, but it starred Ethan Hawke and Greta Gerwig, and coming off of Mr. America, which was one of my favorite films of 2015, and Before Sunrise is one of my favorite movies of all time, and you get both of them, Greta Gerwig and Ethan Hawke, together in a film that looked a lot like both of them. It was quirky and a lot of long conversations. I was really excited for this film, and it was just a mess of a film. I thought it was boring, it was pretentious, it was just all over the place, and the storyline shifted way too much. Next up is Hands of Stone. Hands of Stone is a film where many people did not like my review because I did not like the film. It's based on a true story. I know it's based on a true story, but doesn't mean I have to like the film. People actually thought I had to like the film because it was based on a true story. I'm someone who really likes boxing movies, but I did not like the person who Edgar Ramirez portrayed. I did not like the character. I did not like how they handled the relationship between Edgar Ramirez and Robert De Niro. Did not like any of that. And I could not root for this guy, even though he was a real person and this is how he was. You gotta overlook that. I just could not root and get into the character. I could not get into the story. Whatever it was, I just was not invested in this film at all. Next up is the Coen's brother latest film, Hail Caesar. It was an okay film. It wasn't like the worst film ever made, but it's Coen's film. I should expect a lot more from it. I do like the look of the film. I like the direction, but the storyline was just all over the place. None of the actors and actresses in this film were engaging, investing for me at all. None of them were like standouts. I just thought the film was overall really, really boring. Next to the film I knew was going to be bad, but I was still anticipating that, and that's Ratchet and Clank. I really liked the video games. I played them a lot growing up, so that's like the main reason I was really looking forward to this film, but it was a kid's film. There was just like fart jokes and poop jokes, and then there was no humor for adults to enjoy. It was just like straight kids film, and I just did not enjoy it. Next up is X-Men Apocalypse. I thought they were doing so well. First Class was really great, Days of Future Past was really good, and then Apocalypse. I think the main reason I did not like this film is the villain of Apocalypse. He's so sinister looking, so cool, and his abilities were way above anything X-Men have ever encountered before. It just fell flat. Did not like the villain. Next up is the BFG. The reason I was looking forward to this film so much is because I read this book to my students and they really liked it. I really liked the story, but the film looked pretty cool. The giants looked cool. The CGI was great. Whatever. The storyline was just boring. I should have realized how boring that story was when I read it. It was just like the same thing over and over again. So I knew what I was getting into. Didn't even care. Was still excited to see it. Next up is Lights Out. I was looking forward to it because I thought I could honestly be scared. I don't like when things are dark and people are running towards you or things appear out of the dark for no reason. Don't like that at all. And so the trailer, I was like legitimately going like this and I was scared. The movie wasn't scary. It was just a cliche horror film that had no interesting story whatsoever. Next up is 999. It looked really cool, like it could be like a new wave of action films. Just another action film. Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I read the book. My wife read the book. We both were pretty excited for it. I loved the trailer. Just was an awkward looking film. It was, I don't know how it was handled. It was just weird. The storyline was just, it was off. The characters were annoying in here compared to the storyline. It was completely off from the book. Next up is Star Trek Beyond. I was kind of looking forward to Star Trek Beyond because I really like Star Trek and Star Trek Into Darkness. Both were like surprisingly like dark films that had a good mixture of tone with like action and fun moments. But something about Star Trek Beyond just seemed really different from everything else. It's directed by Justin Lin, so there's your first reason. It just focused way too much on, I guess, having fun instead of developing a strong storyline to it. Half of the film was just on that planet with them just looking for stuff. But I do like that we got the different interactions between other crew members and they were getting to know other people. But like I said, the storyline just was not developed enough for me to actually care about it. And the last disappointing film, and the most disappointing film of 2016 was Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. This was a hot mess. I did not like this film at all. I'll take that back. There was a couple things I liked about this film. Ben Affleck and the Batman suit. There, I liked it. That was like the only thing I liked about the film. Everything else was just, did not care whatsoever. Not like Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. I don't know what their direction was for that, but it was weird. Did not like the storyline between Batman and Superman, because other things just got in the way so much of their relationship and their interaction and what this film really could have been. There's so many things that got in the way, like the Justice League and him having to set up the Justice League and his mother and Lex Luthor. All these different things just got in the way of what a good film could have been. It's just them two fighting, just beating each other up. Would have been a really good film. But a lot of things got in the way of me enjoying this film. So there you guys have it. The most disappointing films of 2016. I like doing these lists, but it just takes me back to where I was looking forward to this film. And I come out just like, ugh, that sucked so bad. Batman v Superman was the one film I was just like, so, look forward to my most surprising list. These are films where I was not looking forward to them at all, and I come out thinking, well, who would have thought? That was pretty good. That'll be up in the next couple of days. So this is Just Watch Movies. Thank you for the support as always. I appreciate your views, comments, likes, subscribes, whatever it is. I appreciate it. This is Just Watches Movies, and you stay classy, YouTube.